Good morning, everybody. This is Jake from Jake Sports Takes. Hey, I apologize, guys. My phone, I busted my phone last week while I was working in the deli. So I apologize for not podcasting because I had a couple good ones to podcast last week. I mean, the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals finished up. Congratulations to the New York Knicks and congratulations to the Carolina Hurricanes. For the NBA Finals, Jalen Brunson winning the MVP. No shock. NBA Finals, the Bill Russell Award for the MVP. The NBA Finals, no shock about that. Congratulations to him. And captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, Jordan Stahl, winning the MVP for that, for the Stanley Cup Finals. One thing I gotta say is I was absolutely baffled by the statistic I read on the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals had the Knicks led for only 24% of the 5 games compared to the Spurs, and they still won in 5 games. Now, San Antonio had that series under control, and it's the biggest difference of a series. It's not, they weren't the games. The Spurs had 4 double-digit leads and blew them, including the biggest choke job. And I can say this almost with a certainty in the history of the NBA, and not just the NBA playoffs, not just the NBA period, but the NBA Finals for that matter. That's what was crazy about that. You know, I'm gonna shout out the San Antonio Spurs or the New York Knicks. It was they played great. I gotta give them all the credit in the world. Great job to them. San Antonio had a great year, but you know what? Webby took responsibility for it, and I gotta give him props for that. But there was a lot more people who should have taken responsibility for that. Their sixth man of the year, Calvin Johnson, absolutely played like crap. I don't. That it was bad, very very bad series for the Spurs. They let leads go in I believe it was game 4 or game 3, excuse me, when they imploded. They literally had a shot to tie that. I think it was game 4, the game they blew the 29-point lead. Were hitting every shot known to man on the in basket in the first half, and then they just started flying threes in the second half and couldn't get back into the game. And they let New York claw randomly back into the game. Just couldn't do it, and they ended up getting themselves beat because they tried to rely too much on the 3-point shot instead of just putting the nail in the coffin, sending it back 2-2 to go to San Antonio. Now, I got to give credit to them, and not to mention one thing that I said at the beginning of the series about San Antonio is you need to get Cat in foul trouble, get him out of the game, and go to their bench because Mitchell Robinson's not an offensive player. We saw that he had the worst free throw percentage in the history of the NBA. It's going to be another hack-a-shack. Towns at least has some offense that you can play with, whatever. You can play with. He can. It's just like, how can you freaking do that? I mean, come on. But you got to give the credit, all the credit in the world to the New York Knicks. I saw there were a lot of major celebrities. I saw Ben Stiller, Spike Lee's always there. Taylor Swift's receiving backlash because she's not a true Knicks fan because her fiance is from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. You know what? If you can, Christopher Maloney and my girl Mariska Haggerty were there. Mariska is, of course, the star, which I'm watching right now, of Law & Order SVU. And Jalen Brunson said he wants to be on Law & Order SVU. You know what, Mariska? I know you're doing Broadway right now, and I know the scene, you don't start shooting probably till maybe the summer. Or the fall or summer. But please, 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 get Jalen Brunson on freaking Law & Order SVU. You've been in the show has aired for 27 full seasons. You've had a lot of great guest stars. You've had some athletes. You had Serena Williams. You had Bosch, and I believe Carmelo Anthony. It's time to put on Jalen Brunson. His agent, his the GM of the Knicks, James Dolan, whoever, if he wants to do it, let him do it. But you know what? I'd love to see not only Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, I can think of a couple good Knicks that they could put on there. But congratulations to the Knicks. Congratulations to the Hurricanes for winning the NBA Final, for winning the Stanley Cup and NBA Finals. So now we're on to baseball. Well, my Nats are hot as hell right now. I mean, they've been on a roll. Unfortunately for the Cleveland Guardians, Jose has been put on a 30-day injured list with a broken hand. That's unfortunate. He's a great shortstop. He's been a face of that franchise for years. I don't think he's going to be one who's going to be, leaving them anytime soon. It's a shame for him. I hope, for your sake, Jose, I hope you heal quick. But, the Yankees are struggling. Shohei Ohtani's having a great year. We'll see what happens coming up. We're not even at the All-Star break. Rumors have swirled that C.J. Abrams is on the block. But you know what? I don't believe if the Nats keep winning, they're not going to trade him. They're going to have to get some good pieces in return. But we'll see what happens, I've heard a lot of pieces. There could be a lot of major people on the block. Byron Buxton's another one. Guys like that. But I think it depends. In my opinion, it's going to depend on who's still legitimately in the race. What teams are legitimately still in the playoff race, either for a wild card or for a playoff berth. In my opinion, right now, Abrams, I would keep C.J. Abrams on the Nationals. You almost have to give a switch. But we'll have to see what happens. July 31st, I believe, is the trade deadline. The NFL minicamps have started. The mandatory minicamps have started. For my Texans, Scuttlebutt says that Tank Dell is improving and looking like he's going to start. There have been some Stroud has been impressive. It sounds like they're getting what they need. I actually have started some NFL fantasy football drafts. I've done a couple. I got one later this morning. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see how this goes. Anybody has some fantasy football draft, I'll start getting some projections and stuff like that. I'll be doing the my Super Dogs stuff, taking going during the NFL and college football season. Oh, and I forgot to mention a breaking news that I heard yesterday. Brent Sorsby is going to enter the NFL supplemental draft. So, because of the whole gambling scandal, because a lot of teams don't want to play Texas Tech because of that exact thing, because they think it's going to be rigged. I can understand. I absolutely understand that. I think it's... Do I agree or disagree? I agree with it. He did it he bet on himself at Indiana. I completely agree, understand why they're wanting to do this. But I do believe that I believe it's wrong. I mean, gambling is wrong. I believe you should be. They did it to Sheila Joe Jackson, Pete Rose, and some other guys that you should be banned permanently. Do I think he'll make the NFL? I think it's gonna take him to be a backup, but we'll see. Now before I go off, I am gonna do a Stump the Snake question of the day. I know the NBA Finals is a couple days old. 19 when the Knicks last won their NBA championship. I don't know if they had. I believe they had an MVP. Who was the NBA Finals MVP in 53 years ago for the New York Knicks? Anybody can name it. Drop the answer on my on my pages on Instagram at Duke Nats Fan 11 and at Jake Sports Takes on YouTube. Everybody have a safe day. Have a great week. I'm glad I'm back. Thank you guys. I love you guys. And peace out, my nerds. And as we do it on Jake Sports Takes, hugs and hand pounds, everybody. Love you guys.